Welcome back, man. Episode 88 of BrickShots with Billy and Antonio. I'm pretty sure 88 was last week too, but I will figure this out once we get to where we're supposed to be. Antonio, how you doing?
Definitely episode 89, but whatever you want to do, man, because you said it. Hey, it's the Marvin Harrison episode, or that's what you said, I think. Yeah.
I don't think I would have said.
That's Bryant, Michael Irvin, CD Lamb.
Michael Irvin. You said it was the Michael Irvin episode.
All right, well, this is 89.
Yeah.
Anyway, Antonio, how you doing?
I'm good, man. You see me? It's the most wonderful holiday there is. I get to eat and then eat again after I fall asleep. Wake up, still eating. Eat the same food for like a week. Don't nobody judge me. That's why I'm at with it, man. Chris, what you got going on, man?
I've worst week to be a retail employee. I made the executive decision to take tonight off, so
hell yeah.
I'm finally gonna get to sleep tonight. So other than that, just finally enjoying my copper mugs and having me some mules. Made some sushi tonight. Just enjoying the day.
Ooh.
The guy that got pushed in a flag football commercial by a girl. How you doing?
Let's take it easy. I'm doing well. I can't wait to wake up in the morning for a huge ass drink at 8 a.m., start cooking, and then watch the Lions game and be blacked out by noon.
That's the other good thing about Thanksgiving, right? You can start drinking at 8 a.m. in the morning and nobody looks at you funny.
Hell yeah. So while we're on the topic of Thanksgiving, real quick.
Billy, how you doing, man?
I'm number one in the AFC. It doesn't get any better than this. Hopefully we can keep it up. I just don't see us getting better than the Chiefs. And then we play the 49ers, and the Chiefs don't play dick for the rest of the year. So what are you going to do?
Nah, well, they suck.
I appreciate you asking me how I was doing because I was about to move on without myself the whole time. But
yeah.
So does anybody have any non-traditional Thanksgiving items that you eat every Thanksgiving? Any little traditions you guys have or anything?
I added ribs, bro.
Added ribs to the menu.
Bro, so I went down, shout out to my homeboy Joe. I went down to Carrotuck, North Carolina, or Elizabeth City. Who's in Elizabeth City, bro? And got there, and his pops was just out there on the grill. I'm like, probably smoking a turkey or something, man. And out comes like some of the most beautiful racks of ribs I've ever seen in my life. And I'm like, for Thanksgiving? Man, I think I ended up eating almost like a whole slab by myself with just ribs, bro. So now I went home. The last 2 Thanksgivings I went to Mississippi, bro. My grandma was like, hey, let's put some ribs on the grill. And I'm just like, yes, let's do that, bro. Let's do that. So ribs, bro. Ribs is like a go-to now.
Respect.
And it's my favorite thing to grill. Ribs is.
Matthew, you got anything?
Mother-in-law makes go ahead, Matt. What do you got?
No, I don't. I just do like the basics: ham, turkey, cranberry sauce, stuffing, Hawaiian rolls, like just the basics.
Bread rolls, green bean casserole, mashed potatoes, corn. Yeah, all
I
that
have
good
a
shit.
hot take, Billy, and people are gonna get mad at me for it.
Uh-oh.
Ham is so fucking overrated, bro. Ham is terrible.
No part of the pig is overrated. Calm down, man.
Ham
you from Mississippi too? How you from
I eat
Mississippi
everything
and
but
don't
the
like
squid.
the pig?
Hey, I do like pig. I eat some chitlins, man. I eat that.
You eat chitlins but won't eat no ham?
Bro, it's so.
I've been riding this chitlins thing.
terrible.
The only person that will make chitlins and I will eat has to be an old black woman with a little bit of excess on her arms. That's it. Anybody else? I'm not eating that shit.
Yeah, because she cleaned them chitlins probably like 83 times. It's probably see-through chitlin, and it's just don't even start no more.
I'm mad that you said that because I've only had it 2 times and it was from the same lady. When I was like, nah, I don't eat that. She was like, baby, look at this. And then she showed me, she's like, look how clean this is. It's almost clear. And I was like, it is almost clear, I guess. Okay.
That's what I'm saying, bro.
Like, okay.
Bro, that is some of the worst shit to walk into the house to, bro. Like, especially like you in the playoffs.
The smell is outrageous.
But I remember coming in, all right, man, we got a game, end of the week. we practicing hard because it's the playoff, and it just smelled like shit walking through the door. I never said anything because I didn't want to do my act, but it was some rough nights in there. Like it's cold as fuck. I got my window open. I'm just like,
hold on. Did Mildred ever make chitlins?
hell yeah, bro. Like, bro, we used to have 4 buckets in the deep freezer.
Jesus,
bro, I'm telling you, bro, my chitlins is like a real thing in the black community. My grandma started waiting for them to go on sale, bro. They got their buckets, and they'll start cleaning them like probably like almost a month before Thanksgiving, bro. Hell yeah, they freeze them. They clean them and freeze them, bro. And I'm just like, bro, y'all gonna bring that frozen shit? Is crazy, bro. Like, but it's so good. It's better than people think. I also like haggis too, and that's like sheep stomach. When I went to Scotland, that shit was good as fuck to me. So I'm a food. I'll try some shit. But Chris, what's your unorthodox meal?
The only thing that I eat on Thanksgiving that's not traditional is my mother-in-law makes like 37 cheese lasagna. It's got like 5 or 6 different meats in it and all the cheese.
Yeah.
It's fucking delicious.
The whole week,
let's keep everything in there.
Yeah. So that sounds pretty. Matt, are you playing a game?
No.
Oh,
not yet.
Playing the game.
He's queuing up though.
Turn it on, yeah.
Hey.
Bro, you would think as much as this motherfucker plays games on the podcast, he'd be wearing a Murray jersey.
Yeah.
No, let's take it easy.
Probably a big college supporter.
He has a real job, dude. He can't play as much as Tyler.
Bullshit. Matt is on the road. That's why he don't be texting back on his phone, playing a game.
I'm telling you, I call him bullshit.
Mobile. Yeah,
I work more now here than I did. I work more now here than I did at any point in battalion.
Bullshit. And yes, Chris,
I guess since we got the segue, we'll go ahead and jump into it. All right, so the Chargers have been a fucking disaster, specifically Brandon Staley. Real shit or bullshit? He should have been fired before they left the locker room Sunday.
I'll say,
Billy.
So I'll take a different kind of take. I'm going to say bullshit. He shouldn't have been fired until that press conference. Talking about, I'm still calling the plays. We're playing great. And you're like, what? What the fuck did you say? It reminded me of the Zach Wilson comment when he was like, do you feel like you let your defense down? He was like, no. He scored 3 points. He's like, no. What the fuck? And it's like, number one, the audacity. Number two, the oblivious of use. Like, why not just take that opportunity to be like, hey, we're sucking. I'm trying to get us on the right track, and it's all on me. I'm the head coach. Bada bing. Like, you could have took that opportunity to spin it whatever way you want. What a fucking idiot. Golly.
I'm hot take. I'm going to say, well, Billy, you should have said real shit. You said bullshit.
No. I only said bullshit because they shouldn't have fired him in the locker room. They should have waited until after the press conference. That's why I took it a little.
They should have waited about 10 minutes later.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say bullshit. Just because everybody's favorite or one of them want to be favorite quarterback, just ain't that good, bro.
He played a really great game.
I don't care, bro. You can play 1 to 2 really great games, and then everybody put you in the top 5, and you go and don't make the playoffs. You still gotta make those throws. You just said it in the pregame. This is a league where if you have a good quarterback, you win. So obviously, some not adding up because you got the receivers, got the running back.
Well, they dropped the
offensive
ball.
line. Yeah, no matter.
We'll get to that later.
Lamar's wide receivers dropped the ball. Y'all number 1 in the AFC. I don't want to hear excuses. I also think that the Chargers might just be a hotbed for right there quarterbacks, but they just can't win in San Diego. Right? Like we're just watching
Chargers culture.
We're just watching a stronger armed Phillip Rivers. Like So I don't know. He sucks. He makes terrible calls as a coach, but you probably need a good quarterback to win as well. So that's my take.
I'm gonna say it's absolutely real shit, and here's why. even if you don't think Herbert is a top 5 QB, he's at least top 10 to 12. At the very worst, he's top 10 to 12 in the league.
13.
This team has been stacked on talent. Team has been stacked on talent offensively and defensively. Aside from Herbert's rookie year, he's had a solid offensive line every year with the signing of Corey Linsley. The problem has been the coaching staff. The Chargers have been notoriously cheap throughout the years. They don't go big on head coaches. They get these guys that are realistically their assistant coaches, and they give them the head job, and they're not capable. I think he should have been fired before they left the locker room. I think they need to give Kellen Moore a run with it to see if he is capable of being the guy, and if he's not, then you go through a coaching search in the offseason. This will be a very sought-after job because they do have a franchise quarterback and elite talent, and Staley's had it for long enough. It's time for him to go.
Matt,
what do you think, Matt?
I mean, I hate to say this, but this is every time I think of the Chargers, this is what I think. I think Herbert is fine. He doesn't have an issue. It's the same thing as when Jim Schwartz was with the Lions. Talent across the board, Matthew Stafford, a defensive coach, had Sue, had all this talent in the defense, couldn't play defense worth a damn. And we lost a fuck ton of games where we had to come back in the fourth because our defense fucked around for the first 3 quarters. I think that's exactly what the Chargers are, but on a different parallel, this is what the Chargers have been the last 15 years. They're gonna beat teams they shouldn't beat, and they're gonna lose teams they shouldn't lose to. I know that doesn't make sense, but they're gonna beat good teams, and you're gonna be like, oh damn, Chargers are good. And then they're come out and they're gonna lose games like this where you're beating the Packers. Like, you have to just finish that game. I think he should be fired just because he's had too long. Like, he makes all his dumb mistakes. He just needs to get fired, bring in a new guy. This is what has to happen.
All right, so going on to our second real shit or bullshit topic. Travis Kelce said he weighs retirement, quote, more than anyone could ever imagine, end quote. Back in June, when asked about a potential retirement, he responded, till the wheels fall off, baby, end quote. Real shit or bullshit, Travis Kelce is ready to be a stay-at-home husband for Taylor Swift.
See, and I'm going to call real shit. Travis Kelce's going to do what the fuck Russell Wilson should have did. Bruh, falling in love with one of these figures that make you, think, hey, man, I probably should get his game up. Russell Wilson's still going out there like he's just good and all this shit. And I'm talking about
Save it for the
years.
next topic. Save it for the
Not
next
this year. No. I ain't even going to talk about that. I'm just saying, like, bro, you at home getting Sierra pregnant every other month, bro. Every other 9 months she's pregnant, bro. Just
good
retire.
for you. Hey, hats off,
bro. If you had that shitty ass year, or the Seahawks let you go and you with Sierra, bro, you won. Just go home, walk on the red carpet, bro. Rent out Waffle Houses. Travis Kelce is gonna do what Russell should have did, because now if I retire on top, there's no chance for me to decline. Like, if Russell Wilson would have left when the Seahawks was like, yeah, we over you, bro. Ain't nobody shitting on his career. But then you had that career where you have more bathrooms than touchdowns, bro. Like, that's your first season after you leave. And now everybody like, well, was he really that good? Marshawn Lynch talking about, I really ain't fuck with him. He's just another quarterback. Like, bro, if you just retire and go be
Marshawn said he tried to call him, and he got in touch with his handlers, and Russ called him. Russ wouldn't even give his number to his fucking teammates.
That's what I'm saying, bro. But we wouldn't have known that you were that shitty if you just would have been Sierra's husband. So Travis Kelce already had to beat them I'm cheap allegations with the black woman and all that shit. Now he got him a white billionaire. Bro, go home. If you want to retire, bro, because nobody's going to be like, hey, man, Travis, sorry for leaving the game. They're going to be like, damn, look what he did for the game. Arguably the greatest tight end we ever seen. That's it. Period. It's a period.
Ain't no argument at this point.
Yeah, he keep playing Kansas City defense get worse, or they still losing because they don't have wide receivers now. And I'm like, well, why Travis ain't carrying the team? It's an opportunity to get out, and I would do it. That's real shit. Because, bro, he cheap as fuck, but you got a billionaire. You could be as fucking,
Bruce
lose the money as you want. Yeah, bro. Like she gonna sell out tours till she like 60, bro. Hey, ride the way. That's real shit. Go home, Matt. What you think, bro?
I think it's real shit. Just she's got a fuck ton of money. If you're gonna be with her realistically long term, like why do you need to make any more money? She's got all of it. Like you don't have to do anything. I think it's real shit.
What about you, Billy?
So I have a problem with what Tonio said. I got called out on this show specifically 100 times for saying that Russell Wilson is doing great just for Barry and Sierra, and then all of a sudden Tonio's out here like he should just kept that. I've been saying that for fucking God knows how long now, and I was told to stop talking about. Oh, shut up! I was told to stop talking about it, but now I also think it's real shit because and neither of you touched on it, but his podcast with his brother, who also is old and he could retire.
Super successful.
Number one, it's successful. Number two, it's extremely interesting. It's one of the best podcasts I think I've seen. It might be better than Pat McAfee's show because there was the episode with Jason Kelsey's wife, and I was hooked that whole episode. And for some reason, with Shannon Sharp, I watched the whole thing. Jalen Hurts, Patrick Mahomes, I watched these whole things, and then you put Jason Kelsey's wife on it, and I'm like, oh, I have to watch this. And it was like, I haven't even seen the Kelsey documentary, but I know this podcast is so successful. Travis can do it, and we're going to just be like, oh, man, he climbed out on top. What a man, blah, 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 blah. So I think it's real shit also. But I do think a lot of these other players, if you watch like Gronk, when he was talking about retirement, he was just, I don't know what to do after. I think Travis knows what he's going to do after. So there's
he's already got it set.
Right. There's no like weird thing. What about you, Chris?
Yeah. You're going to be a billionaire's fucking husband. That's what you do. I buy me a yacht.
They've also been dating longer than everybody said too. So I think you guys are on the right track with being a husband because I think they could do the marriage thing after her tour.
Yeah. But
so I don't
cool if he don't.
I can't add too much to that other than he's 34 at this point. And he's had 10 surgeries. Realistically, he's got 1 to 2, maybe 3 really elite years left. I think if the Chiefs win the Super Bowl, he'll go ahead and dip out. I'll say bullshit to being the stay-at-home husband because as Billy spoke on, he's got that really good podcast with his bro. I think that's what he'll wind up sticking with.
Chris, that's at the house. You can do that shit in a fucking mansion. In fucking Rick Ross' house when he like, I want Rick Ross' house. Taylor's buy this.
Okay, so we're talking about semantics.
He's on tour with the podcast. He's just going there.
All right, so we're 11 minutes in on this, so let's hit these last 2 quick. The Broncos have won 4 straight after starting the season 1-5. Russell Wilson has gone 83 for 112 passing attempts for 760 yards, 7 touchdowns, 0 interceptions, and an additional 83 yards rushing over that 4-game winning streak. Real shit or bullshit, Sean Peyton has fixed Russell Wilson. Antonio, I want you to go first on this because it was, about a month ago where Tonio was right. Tonio told him whatever the fuck. Russell was washed up and he needs to be a stay-at-home husband. So what do you got to say for yourself? Do we get an apology for Russell Wilson?
Fuck no. It's still bullshit. That motherfucker. First of all, the Vikings dropped the ball defensively. They should have won, ending that streak. I don't give a fuck what y'all saying. Who did they
now the receivers dropping the ball, but when it's Patrick Mahomes, like he's
no. I said the Vikings dropped the ball by letting them score. Oh yeah, they should have won that game. Who are these 4 teams that they beat, Chris? Because I don't pay attention to the Broncos. Probably some ass. Russell's still ass. There's no fixing him. We've heard about Russell. That defense is really nice. And, that's what it is. I don't give a fuck about these numbers. 83 from no picks. Good. That's what you're supposed to do. Not throw a fucking interception. Chris, he's washed. I'm not going to
Minnesota, Buffalo, Kansas City, Green Bay.
Yep. See? All trash-ass teams.
Minnesota's been undefeated since they got Josh Dobbs, your cousin, by the way, who you love.
Yeah, I do love my cousin, bro. Shout out to him.
And he beat Kansas City. Like, come on, man. Put some respect on my guy's name.
That is, the Kansas City shit is a trap game. I don't care about that. We know it. Y'all know it. It's a trap game, Chris. Tell me it ain't a trap game. The Bills, That's another one of them quarterbacks that y'all put up there, top 5. And I'm pretty sure he threw 3 picks in that game. So
yeah,
it ain't hard to win when you're throwing it to the defense.
I'm about ready to put down my my shield, my Josh Allen shield too. What you got, Billy?
I'm going to say it's still bullshit. I think the defense just happens to be playing a little bit better with Vance Joseph back there. I think he's kind of figuring out who he has over there. He came back when Sean Peyton came back. But Russell Wilson and the Broncos, like Tonio said, they just shouldn't. Minnesota, I don't know what happened in that defensive series. It was just really strange and how it happened. But I know in the Bills game, the Broncos had the ball on the Bills side of the field 6 different times and only scored 3 points. So don't tell me that Russ is back when he couldn't get you to go score. I know his numbers are really good, but like Tonio said, they don't necessarily let's skew them, because I could show you Dak Prescott's numbers, Chris, and you're going to give me a whole list of reasons why that shit doesn't matter. But I can tell you this motherfucker went to the other side of the field 6 times, only scored 3 points. That's not how you win games in this league. They just happen to be on a winning streak right now.
I'm going to go ahead and say it's real shit, only because if you look at how he played last year, it looked like he was completely washed. If you looked at what he's done with Sean Peyton, he doesn't look like Seattle Russ. I'm not going to sit here and say he looks like the future first ballot Hall of Famer that he did in Seattle, but he's roughly 75% of that. He's elite in the game manager category at this point, and if that's the best you can hope for, versus last year with Nathaniel Hackett, he looked like he should have been a backup. I think Sean Payton's fixed him about as well as he can be fixed. He's taken the talent that he has and he's elevated it to the highest possible level. So for that reason, I'm going real shit. Do I think he's, again, back to Seattle, future first ballot Hall of Famer Russ? No, that would be bullshit. What do you got, Matt?
I think it's bullshit. I think he is right now playing where he played like the last 2 years in Seattle, where it wasn't Russ and you could see like, oh, this guy's dropping off. But he didn't fix him. He gave him like a beer and was like, here, this will help you. That's what he did. And now, all like last year, what did they need to average a field goal more a game, and they would have had a winning record and made the playoffs? Possibly, they could have did that. That's all they needed out of him, was just to do something, anything at all. And now he's finally doing that. I'm like, oh, Russ is back. No, Russ isn't back. He's just not playing like dog shit anymore. He's playing like cat shit. That's all I got.
All right, so for our last real shit or bullshit topic of the week, we got on March 20th of 2019, Mike Trout, center fielder for the Los Angeles Angels, signed a 12-year, $426 million contract extension. That is the richest contract in the history of American sports until Patrick Mahomes broke it, which I believe was a roughly 10-year, $500 million, if I remember correctly. However, it is still the richest contract in MLB history by over $50 million of total value, which I believe second would be Mookie Betts of the Dodgers. Now, real shit or bullshit? What's that?
I thought it was Machado's.
We can discuss that later.
Okay.
Real shit or bullshit? Shohei Ohtani, starting pitcher / designated hitter, will break Mike Trout's record contracts for MLB. And then as a secondary, real shit or bullshit, Shohei Ohtani will break Patrick Mahomes' record for the richest contract in American sports history. Matt, you want to take this one first, since you're my fellow baseball fan on this one?
Yeah, that's real shit. Because the way he's handling his free agency, where he's not going to allow teams, if they leak it, he's already said, fuck you, I'm not signing with you if you leak that I'm interviewing with you. So just that alone isn't going to allow storylines to swirl in him. Like, oh, they're offering him $250 million. And the other team's like, oh, well, this team's offering you this low. Like, we'll give you $300 million. That's not going to happen. They're not going to be able to leak anything. So he could realistically get a $600 million contract off this for something like the 12 years, 10 years market. Like, he's going to get well over Patrick Mahomes.
Antonio, what do you got?
I think it might be bullshit, but it could be real shit, because that Patrick Mahomes contract got restructured, so it's not the same anymore. So it's already significantly less than what it was.
It's just restructured. The money is the same. Yeah. It's just being structured.
All right. I thought he took like a but so
he takes more money up front, so the future years they have more money.
Okay, that's what it is. So I think it was like 519, roughly. I think 517, 519. I think Shohei will get somewhere close to that, but I don't think he's beaten. I think the Rangers might ink him for like 510 million. Which is still a shitload, and I think that might be the highest in MLB, right? That'll be the highest.
Yeah.
So he'll break that, but I don't think the person that, and this is getting off topic, but the sports person that'll break shit is gonna be an NBA player. Just because of what we've seen the Celtics do with their second best player. So if your second best player is signing for $310 million as a max, then imagine what the Jason Tatums and the up and coming players that's really, really good gonna get. So I think an NBA player will make it, even though baseball makes more money. I think baseball makes more money than the NBA. I still don't think. I think 510 is where he'll be at, unless Magic Johnson like fucking tired of losing, win all these games in the regular season, just be ass in the postseason. Get me somebody, and just goes out and be like, I give you $600 million because that's some shit he'll do. Like, it's Magic Johnson, he's flashy. So I don't know. I think it's bullshit. I do think he gets paid. I do think it's real shit for the baseball. I just don't. It's gonna be hard to top that Pat Mahomes contract. What you got, Billy? Did you go?
I haven't gone yet, no. But I'm gonna say the segment's kind of harsh, but I'm gonna say bullshit just because I don't, as someone who doesn't know baseball, like Chris has alluded to. I think
you're a moderate.
I think Shohei's just a little too smart to get this crazily invested baseball deal because we've seen it not necessarily work for the Dodgers other than the 1 year that they got the COVID year. So that's my thing is I don't think baseball works in that aspect. You can see what the Angels have done with Mike Trout, nothing. They signed Albert Pujols and CJ Wilson to these crazy and Josh Hamilton to these crazy numbers and nothing happened. I think Shohei's smart enough to see the way baseball is going to work. And he might look at a team that we're not thinking about. And it sounds silly, but maybe a Rays or a team that develops their talent where Shohei can just.
The Rays don't have the budget to pay
no.
their whole budget for him.
No, I know, but I'm saying
I don't have to sell the team.
I'm saying a team in that aspect, and I'm glad you said sell the team. I think Shohei might be more interested in becoming a board member as an owner once he retires. And that might be the deal where he doesn't get a lot of money up front, but gets investment opportunities within the team and the organization.
See, and that's where you're wrong, Billy. He wants to go to somebody who's winning now. I don't think he's going to the Rays, bro. Like,
I'm not saying the Rays. I'm saying a team like the Orioles. I think if he went to the Orioles, that team is fucking scary. How young they are.
Their owner's already expressed he doesn't want to pay people. He's a notoriously cheap guy.
I understand that, but I'm saying Shohei is going to be like, you're not going to overpay me. You're just going to give me some team shit.
Right.
Yeah.
Right now, Billy. I'll give you the three teams that
Dodgers, Cubs, Rangers.
Dodgers, Rangers, Mets. That's my three teams I think he might look at. I think Steve Cohen will go out there and spend the big bucks to get him.
Cohen, if it's about money, Cohen's going to offer the most money. That won't be a debate.
So
if he wants to win, it'll be Dodgers or Rangers.
Look at Matt in the corner thinking I don't know nothing about baseball. I better be quiet, bro, because I know everything else, But
all right, I'll keep this real quick. I think.
Oh shit, I forgot about Chris.
I think it's gonna be real shit. I think he breaks both contracts. The only way he doesn't is if he only signs a 1-year deal while he's recovering from Tommy John because he can't pitch this year. He's, I believe, 29. He could sign a 1-year deal. He'll free agency again at 30, ink a 12-year deal be signed through his age 42 season. I believe the Padres signed Xander Bogaerts through 42 or 43 last year. Realistically, I think he's got a chance to secure by far the biggest contract, somewhere in the neighborhood of 12 years, $650 million. And if he gets an offer like that, I think he signs it easily. The teams that can offer that kind of money, the Dodgers, the Mets, that's about it. If he's interested in winning, the Cubs signed their manager to an MLB record $8 million deal. They could be looking to spend money, but their team without Bellinger, who's also a free agent, is dog shit. He could sign with the Rangers, but I don't think they have the budget to fit in a $50 million player. So realistically, I think he ends up with the Dodgers on roughly a 12-year, $650 million contract. That will conclude real shit or bullshit. We'll go to Tonio and Billy to take us to our next topic.
Hey, bro, I really like real shit and bullshit. And we will take. I appreciate it, Chris. I like that segment. Billy.
Yes, sir.
Let's talk shit we don't like to talk about, but it happens because it's sports. Let's talk injuries, man. Jordan Travis. I watched it a couple times because for some really weird reason, I can't not look at that shit when it happened. Like, I just need to see that shit. So I watched it like over and over again. And I've broke someone's leg while playing football, and hearing it is probably some of the nastiest shit I've ever. And I'm just looking at his shit, and I'm just like, bro, just turn your shit, bro. Like, yeah, bro. How does this affect FSU's playoff hopes? And what does it do for his draft stock?
So, if you're going to me first, okay. So, in my opinion, and it sounds shitty, like Tonio said, horrible thing. I do think everyone watches the injury so many times because we're just looking at it, and I do feel like as humans, we're just hoping maybe it's not as bad as it looks.
Yeah, like maybe snap it back in, bro.
Yeah, maybe it was like, it just looks really bad, and maybe he can just tape it up, or maybe something, and we have that hope like it's not going to be that bad, or he's not going to ever play again, or something like that. But I don't. To be a little crass too, I don't care if Florida State blows out whoever they play for the rest of the time, they win the ACC championship. You don't let them in the playoffs without their starting quarterback. I'm sorry. That's not what the committee is here to do, to give us a game that if they play Georgia in the first round, or a Michigan or Ohio State or even a Washington or Oregon, they're going to get the fucking brakes beat off of them, and it's not going to be good.
Billy, didn't they fall out of the top four?
They're already number 5. Washington moved up, but they beat Oregon State at Oregon State, so I can see that happening even if Jordan Travis was staying healthy. But I just don't see the committee letting them into the playoff, regardless of what happens. As far as his draft stock, I think he keeps the same stock. I think the NFL today kind of messes around. If you look at Hendon Hooker going to the Lions, what a fucking situation that is for him if he gets healthy and does that, gets this amazing team that we've seen this year.
How you feel about it, Hendon Hooker's friend?
It pains me to say this, but Cardale Jones. We've already seen this before where a team lost their starting quarterback, went to the playoffs, did well, right?
Like that.
Ohio State, right? But we can't say they had a great team around them. We don't know what Florida State is, because if we don't let them in the playoffs, we'll never know what they are, right? We don't know who their backup is, because Jordan Travis has played well the last couple of years. That's all we've seen is Jordan Travis. We've never seen their backup come out and play an extensive, period of time other than like dead ball, right? So who's to say that he doesn't come out here and just light it up, and he's just as good as Jordan, possibly even better?
That's a good point, man. I like the Cardinals point.
You can't hold him out, because you can't hurt the team because one guy got hurt. That'd be like, Georgia's middle linebacker, he broke his leg. That defense isn't going to be the same. Someone else is going to have to call plays. Get him out, put him in the fourth seed. Like, that's what that sounds like to me. It's just ridiculous.
I don't think it's reasonable to compare a middle linebacker to a quarterback, though.
But that's the closest thing. That's the closest thing you have to it. But, it's the same thing. So, Georgia, Carson Beck goes down. They're like, it's Georgia. They got tons of players. Put it in their backup. They'll be just fine. They'll be the number 1 or 2 seed. it doesn't make sense to me just because, yeah, he is one of the best players in the nation, but who's to say they don't have another very good quarterback in the wings?
So I don't think Tate Roadmaker is going to be the one that win in the playoffs, man. I'm sorry.
But how many times did we hear, I don't think Cardell Jones is going to be the answer?
Nah, bro. Any Jones can do anything. You know, Bruh's barbecue, bro.
What about Emory Jones?
Pops was a Jones, bro. Pops is a Jones, Billy.
I know he's Jones, and that's fine. Hey. What is Emory Jones doing from Florida to Cincinnati?
Yeah, but think about Emory and then think about somebody named Cardell. This dude was obviously raised by a Pops. Not Emory was raised differently, vegan and all that shit. Cardell was raised with a dude that said you gotta coordinate, you know. You gotta coordinate. But no, man, I don't think I don't. Yeah, see, that's a Cardell. That's Cardell's grandfather. So no, I don't. I get what Matt's saying. I respect it, but I don't give a fuck. I don't want to see that, bro. Like, I really don't want to see that because you go from. It's not just any quarterback you had. You had a quarterback that was in the Heisman race, not just hey, we gotta see what this backup can do. Because I guarantee you, if he was that good, then he wouldn't just be. Who was that?
No, that's guaranteed.
What you looking at? Oh yeah. I'm guaranteeing, bro. Like we would have heard more about this dude. Like, hey, they got one on the bench, so Florida State shouldn't be worried. We didn't hear that, man. Like, we didn't hear like, all right, Tate's gonna come in here and just.
Did you know who Jordan Travis was before he started going off?
Yes. Yeah, bro. He played really good last year.
No, obviously last
you
year.
Can't keep a player off
before he became a starter.
That's dedication for your ass.
Everyone knows who Jordan Travis is now. That's not what I'm saying.
Are you at work, motherfucker?
Right. So if I can make it, y'all can always make it.
Hey, bro,
this man gonna get fired, and he just started. Welcome back to the show, full time Christian.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Thanks for
it. Hey,
I'll go ahead and I'll chime in on this real quick.
Yeah, go ahead.
I don't think it affects anything other than their playoff chances for basically the reason Billy already listed. I find that, let me say this, whenever we did our topics for who we thought our top four should have been weeks ago, I put USC in there strictly because I wanted to see Caleb Williams against the top teams because he's arguably the top quarterback in the nation. In hindsight, that was a super shitty take, but I think the idea kind of applies to Florida State right now. It's hard to put a team in there when their starting quarterback goes down. In terms of his draft stock, it wasn't an arm injury, and the quarterback's primary role is to throw that motherfucker, and it was a leg injury, so he should be straight as far as that's concerned.
What do you think, Christian?
I think it's over for Florida State.
Okay, look at that.
Yeah.
Hey, I know. Reading notes and stuff. No, but I think it's over for Florida State. I think they go down this week.
Damn.
I think Jordan Travis was he was the leader. Without him, they lost and confused. Still got talent, but not enough to overcome that injury.
I respect that. And you're at work.
And I'm at work.
Hey, Christian. And since you're here, Christian,
he came in on the perfect time, right time.
Yeah, he did.
This the topic we got to get you on right here, man.
Yeah.
What y'all got?
Guilty and guiltier agreed to the NCAA's punishment of Harbaugh being suspended for the final 3 games of the year. Does this mean
what anything? You mean guilty or guiltier? Well, I'm not understanding.
No, Harbaugh's guilty. Michigan is guiltier. It's 2 different people.
All right, let Tonio get through, man. This is an expertly crafted narrative right here. We're gonna throw it to you. You got to go first, man.
So
I say,
hold on, I ain't done.
Wait for it now.
Does this mean anything? Is this over, or will there be more fireworks in the offseason? Side note: after defeats to Michigan in the last 2 years by 22 points and 15 points, will Ryan Day be on the hot seat? If he loses another game in Michigan, especially where Harbaugh isn't even on the sideline, what excuses do Ohio State's fans make if after Michigan's cheating scandal is over, they still get blew out?
If Day loses, I think he's on the hot seat. We seen it with Cooper. If you win, if you're successful at that school but lose to Michigan, you're unsuccessful. So I think he loses there on the hot seat. And as for Harbaugh, I mean, I think more things probably come out in the offseason, but as a fan, let's go ahead and get this natty this year.
That was
that's
nice.
Probably more honest. Man. Yeah, that's probably more honest than I thought you was gonna be. This is the thing. I'm shocked. This is the thing, and I'm talking to Christian and Matt. It's definitely gonna be some more shit because y'all fired their linebackers coach, and dudes can get as vindictive as females. So I feel like he gonna write a tell-all report or something about Jim knowing, and they're gonna say all of this. So I am with you. Y'all need to go for it broke this year. Like y'all need to beat the fuck out of I've been saying it. I don't want nobody. You can roll the tape a million times. I've been saying it. Michigan gonna beat the fuck out of Ohio State. Please don't make me look stupid. That's all I'm asking. And I've been saying, I told Aaron this last year after y'all beat Michigan the year before, and Matt was here. Y'all, Christian wasn't here, but I told Aaron, I said, yo, one more loss to to Harbaugh. Ryan Day's not only on the hot seat, he's out of there. Like fuck a hot seat, he's out of there because the game that matters the most to Ohio State fans, not even the Natty, is beating fucking Michigan. But you get embarrassed by Michigan twice. Now it's gonna be the third year in a row that you get embarrassed because I'm looking for Michigan to beat them by at least 21. And I know that's a lot, but I don't see anything on that defensive line fucking with them offensive line. Corum should have a day. Edwards should have half a day. JJ's gonna throw for 40 yards, but it don't matter because that's.
Let me throw this in. So y'all know Saturday is Blake Corum's birthday, so I'm expecting a big day from him. I don't know about the 21-point spread. I don't think we'll beat them. We can, but because that rivalry is so big, I can definitely see them playing, inspired.
22 points and 15 points last year. That shit is
right. That's what I mean. I'm not saying it's
that his team ain't as solid as Tonio trying to pick it out to be when last.
Well, no, I'm saying Ohio State ain't as garbage.
Quarterback.
Ohio State ain't as garbage. They're gonna play up. I believe they have the potential to play up to our level or better than what they've shown.
I don't think so because they barely played up to the level against Notre Dame. I'm just going
right, but like, they kind of get up for that game. Yo, I got to get out of here. I got to get out of here.
All right, man.
All right, dude.
Appreciate
all right, y'all.
You was here for the most important one, man. Have a good night.
All right, y'all. Appreciate it.
All right, bro.
Can I hit this one next, Tonio?
That was awesome.
Go ahead. Go. Yeah, that was. So, go ahead.
Yeah. The only thing I really want to touch on is what you said about this is their rivalry game, right? Like, I don't want to call myself necessarily a Longhorn fan because I'm like, it's fans, and then there's guys who's like, they know a little bit about the team, and then I'm like the step behind that. Yeah. Like, if we picking college teams, I'm a Longhorn fan, but I can't name a player on the fucking roster aside from Ewers. So I just say this: if I would rather go, what's the amount of games y'all play in the college season? Like 1-11, 1-13, 1-12, whatever it is.
Yeah.
I would lose every fucking game if it meant we beat Oklahoma's ass every fucking year.
Yep.
On the opposite end, if we win every single game but lose to Oklahoma, you got to get the fuck out. You got to go. It don't make us. We got to beat Oklahoma every year. That's our number one rival. If we're not beating them the rest of the season, don't make a fuck. So as far as Ryan Day being on the hot seat, if he takes another 2-score loss to Michigan in a third consecutive year, whether or not he's on the hot seat, I can't say for sure because I don't follow the sport that close enough regarding college football. I would expect the fans to be on his fucking ass. That's all I got on the topic, really.
Billy, I'm gonna let you go next really quick, and then I know Matt got a dissertation about it, so we'll let him go last.
So I was just gonna say every Ohio State fan I've ever talked to said exactly what Chris said. And then number two, they wanted Ryan Day gone last year for losing to a Michigan again with the talent that they had. So I think there's, like Tonio said, if he loses this year, he's out. I'm sorry. He's gone. It doesn't matter what the fuck you did for us. You're out of here. You can't beat Michigan. They're not going to sit there and be patient like Michigan was with Harbaugh. Like, hey, we know rough time with Ohio State. We're going to give you the time and da-da-da-da. I don't think it works that way for Ohio State.
What you got, Hutch?
I don't even know what the original question was at this point. You want to revisit that so I can actually touch on it? So all right. Harbaugh got suspended. Does this do anything? I already know how you feel about that. No. But if there are more fireworks to come in the offseason, do you think there's more trouble to get in? And if he beats Ryan Day without even being on the sideline, what happens with Ryan Day? I think the only fireworks that would happen in the offseason is that Jim Harbaugh leaves to go to the NFL just because this is the straw that broke the camel's back. They've been after him since he joined Michigan. Since I've said in previous shows, he was taking the Michigan team all around Europe, flaunting money in every other college football team's face. Like, we've got money. We're going to take your kid to fucking Italy to play fucking football for a couple weeks in the summer. We're going to do all this stuff. And ever since that, NCAA has been breathing down his neck. So I feel like Jim, if he doesn't stay, he's going to the NFL. Like, he's just sick of the NCAA, just always after him for cheeseburgers, for some guy with an iPhone 12. And we've got 4K fucking cameras everywhere. Like, this shit does not make sense. But if Ryan Day loses to Sharon Moore, not Jim Harbaugh this time, a completely different coach, other than, Jim Harbaugh does have it Sunday to Saturday morning before the game. But if he loses to Sharon Moore, the difference between Jim Harbaugh staying is that Ohio State had roughly 3 to 5 5-stars in every recruiting class. Michigan, when we beat them, we had Will Johnson, and he was a 5-star last year. But we've not had a 5-star since Rashawn Gary. We've not had a 5-star. So it's like, oh, we get it. It's a talent gap. But then now we hired Ben Herbert, and that's the real key here. It's not the sign stealing. It's Ben Herbert, our strength and conditioning coach. So that's the key, developing our players with raw talent, not necessarily the top-end talent. So if Ryan Day loses again to Sharon Moore, he's out of there, and they're going to go try to get the biggest name next. I don't know who that may be, but they're going to have to try to do something else.
Plot twist. What if they go and get Urban Meyer?
Okay, then they got 2 years.
Bring him back.
He's going to be kicking kickers.
No, not Ohio State. Not Ohio State, but Michigan, Matt. Like, if Jim leaves, what if?
How would Michigan fans feel about that shit? He was on the other sideline for years.
Urban would never do that.
Urban wouldn't do it. Michigan wouldn't do it.
Why wouldn't he do it? Dude has no fucking loyalties. Like, none. He really don't give a fuck. He just want the money and somebody with a powerhouse.
I wouldn't want him. He would coach for a year.
It ain't about what the fuck you want, Matt. I'm saying
his track record.
If Jim leaves, y'all have to replace him with a big name. What bigger name out there is there?
Jimbo Fisher. They go from Jim to Jimbo.
No.
Hell no. Hell no.
I think Tonio's sold on him, man.
Yeah.
That's the thing, though. We don't need a big name at Michigan. We just need a good coach. Because Brady Hoke has out-recruited. All of his classes are way better recruiting classes than Jim Harbaugh, the big name. He just couldn't fucking coach, but he can recruit. As long as we get a good coach, we can develop the players because we have all the facilities. Now, if you're a bad coach and you can recruit, you're not going to win at Michigan.
Jim leaves and Prime's in. Speaking of Prime,
no, I don't. Nope.
My fault. My fault. God.
No, nothing to do with that.
Yeah.
You can't beat Washington State? Get the fuck out of here.
With Colorado, Jim wouldn't either.
No, you go on this hot streak. You beat TCU in college football playoffs. You should be able to beat Washington State.
How many teams do you beat since?
In a sense, though, Matt, since TCU was the runner-ups, that means Colorado beat y'all because TCU. Never mind. All right,
Hey Matt, you'll get a
start-
chance to bury Prime in a minute. Hold on, give it about 2 minutes. Hold on.
All right, so Matt, start with you since you hate blacks. After starting out 3-0, Prime's Colorado Buffaloes have lost the last 7 out of 8, and they suffered the worst ass whooping this week since Oregon, getting beat 56-14. What's going on in Colorado, Matt? Was this team a flash in the pan? Did we overhype Prime? What does he need going forward to compete? And I'll get to the side note after that because that'd be
Hey, hold on. Before Matt goes, man, how many of y'all play Yu-Gi-Oh as a kid? Y'all know Blue Eyes White Dragon?
Yeah.
All right, Blue Eyes White Privilege. Matt, go ahead.
All right, take it easy. I don't think Prime uses his roster to his full advantage. I think he has favoritism. I think he wants to force Shador and Shiloh to be in the best possible position they can with sacrificing the rest of the team. Because they started out hot and he was winning off the backs of those 2 players. But then guess what? You keep that same trajectory. Now they've lost 7 of 8. Like, I don't know what they're doing. Like, they have talent offensively. Yeah, I get it. They don't have the trenches. They don't have the offense line. They don't have the defense line. But you have the best skill position groups in the country.
What can you do without an offensive line? No, regardless how skillful you are.
It doesn't run the ball, set up play action. Don't just sit and
Run
play
the ball. They can.
Hey Matt, how well
do
does
different
how
formations?
Matt, how well does that work for Daniel Jones in fucking New York? You got like what? No offensive line.
DeVito low key looks like a stud now. Hold on.
Yeah,
Daniel Jones, the 3rd best quarterback in New York. That's
DeVito
another topic. Go ahead.
Let DeVito cook.
No,
but like if you're getting killed with the offensive line, why just sit in shotgun? Try to develop a play action to help your offensive line. Try to do other shit to help your
how I know
offense.
you haven't watched a Colorado game is because you're saying the same shit that they're doing that doesn't fucking work. They cannot. The play action, nobody fucking bites, number one. Because even if they don't bite, they're still making the tackle because that offensive line is so fucking bad, Matt.
Matt, like the last 4 games I watched, they've done everything you tried. Like the back that I told you about, Savion, their power back, they brought him in. And Buddy he'll get 3-4 yards first time, and then like, oh, y'all want to run there, give him the ball. Now we're losing 7 yards. And then we do the play action. That's how fucking Shador got hurt off a play action where nobody blocked dog shit. It was that, bro. Washington State beat them with 4 down linemen. They weren't even sending blitz, Matt.
Nope.
Like they were not even sending blitz. It was 2 dudes. Number 10, I can't remember the other number. Sorry, John. We haven't did that in a minute. They were just back there, bro. Like every fucking play. Matt, there's nothing you can do without offensive line or defensive line.
Bubble screens, so shit you can do. Get the ball out in space, quick passes. You don't have to just there's shit you can do. They're just not doing.
Matt's team has had the best offensive line in the country for 3 fucking years, and he's just like, all you got to do is this. Shut the fuck up, Matt.
No, that's not all I'm saying.
That's what you're saying.
Anyway, how do you feel about it, Chris? Because Matt hates. I know about it.
It's pretty much like exactly what y'all said. They need help in the O line, like they need help in the D line. It's the trenches win ball games in football. Like it's the ugliest position in the sport, but you need blocking for a run game. You need blocking to set up your route trees. You need to disrupt their blocking so that they can't do the same on their offensive side of the ball. Colorado has great they got great flash, they got great sizzle. They don't got the steak. They need the O-line and the D-line, and you can have all the skilled players in the world. If you can't block for a fuck, let's just we can transition this to an NFL-esque type topic. Look at all the running backs that we consider great in the league right now. How do they look in the NFL right now? They don't have O-lines. They can't run for shit, even though they're elite talents. Think about the quarterbacks, or more specifically, the receivers that we think are solid receivers. they can't get no yards because the quarterback, as soon as he takes his 3-step drop, he's on his ass cheeks on the turf. Like, you need O-line and you need D-line play in the league to be successful. And Colorado's, they've got solid talent everywhere else. Their O-line and their D-line is absolute dog shit. So to answer the question specifically, they need O-line and D-line help first and foremost. As far as was the team a flash in the pan? No, I don't think so. I think they started out strong. They were only projected to win 3 games this year. Prime got them over that in the first, I think, 5 games of the season.
Yep.
And then as far as like, what do they need going forward? It's obvious. They need to let Shedeur complete a fucking drop back before running for his fucking life and trying to make shit happen. And if Shedeur winds up going to the draft next year, whoever quarterback they get, if they can't take a 5-step drop without being on the turf before that 5th step hits the ground and they're able to run up into the pocket and complete a pass, it ain't going to matter if they got fucking Marvin Harrison Jr. on the sideline, if they got, or rather on the X, if they got Neighbors on the Y, it ain't going to matter. Like, you need the talent in the trenches.
So I'm gonna go, Billy, real quick, because I just want to address the favoritism thing. I'm sick of seeing it. I've been seeing that shit like for a minute. Of course they his sons. Of course he look at them differently. Of course he walked down the field with both of them before the game. But during the game, bro don't talk to Shedeur. He lets his OC talk to Shedeur. If Shedeur fuck up, that's when he on his ass. When Shedeur got that fucking, when he was getting them penalties, that's when he yanked Shedeur like, hey, yo, I'm your daddy. I'll slap the shit out of you right here on national TV. He do the same thing for Shiloh. When Shiloh was celebrating after he got kicked out the game, he grabbed him. He was like, "Stop celebrating!" And he was mad. He wasn't mad about the lick because the lick was clean. We ain't gotta get in that. But he was mad because, like, bro, what are you celebrating for? It's a flag out there. Because end of the day, the refs can make these calls off of how they feel about you, and there's nothing we can do about that. You celebrating while you're gonna knock somebody off with a flag out there, that probably ain't help your case at all. So he don't do that. And with this, because I know Matt don't pay attention to Colorado, every week Dion does like a coach's sit down, coach's weekly meeting with a reporter from CU, and he picks a different player. Shiloh and Shedeur don't come on there. It's all these other players that he's trying to get to the league. Like, for example, number 87, the tight end. That dude was a walk-on, bro. Like, and now he has, I think,
Prime's pushed him 2 different times. Also, I just want to throw that out there.
Yeah, bro told him like live. He was like, "Hey, let's get his gear made. Let's go buy his shit out of the sports shop. Let's get him to the NFL. That dude will go to the NFL alone off of Prime, and he might not be a 3rd, 4th round. He might be 5th, 6th round, but he's going. So I don't think it's a favoritism thing. And then I agree with Chris. Like, as a trenchman myself, I know that when I hopped from high school to college, bro, when we ran, and Billy hates the offense, but we ran it, we got 4,000 yards of offense, man. And we didn't throw the ball. We were just like y'all, because we didn't have a quarterback that could really throw like y'all. So we ran the ball. But aside from me, I was a small lineman. People around me was like, the biggest one was 310.
You was probably a guard then, huh? You was probably a guard doing pulls and shit.
I played center, bro, but in the wing,
even better.
Yeah, so that shit was fun. But Matt, you gotta have it. On the defensive line, I had this skinny ass dude, Terrence Tellers. I'll never forget him. I'm on one end, I'm on another end. They run his way. This dude was like skinny as hell, but he ran like probably a 4.41. I watched him hawk down, like I seen him get hit. I was out, I wasn't even on the field. I seen him get hit and hawk down like a 40-yard run, bro. Like, and I knew we was covered because we was solid on the defensive end. Like, from my nose guard to me to Terrence Taylor on the other end. You don't got that? That shit makes you, I don't know. You can't move forward or backward. Everything starts with the lineman. That's why left tackles get paid so fucking much in the NFL. That's why Aaron Donald and them out here getting paid so fucking much. Michael Parsons is considered one. Yo, boy, like, because they're really good linemen, bro. So that's what it is. As far as them being really good, they were 1-11 last year. If they won 2 games, they were better than they already were supposed to be. They won 4. If they could even compete, and if you go back to a lot of their games, other than this Washington State and the Oregon game, they weren't getting their ass beat. If they had 20 more seconds, they take down USC. If they run, or if they could get enough time to get a play set up and get a first down on a 3rd and 1, they beat Arizona. Like, it's a lot of games that they win, or they win if they have better offensive line play. So there's that. How you feel, Billy?
I was just gonna say, flash in the pan, I think, is a silly thing to say because they just started off hot. I don't think you necessarily call that a flash in the pan. Like Chris said, they had no sizzle. They got the rosemary, they got the butter, they got the garlic. We're just waiting on that steak, and they ain't never got it. So Chris was just spot on with that. Matt, with that favoritism thing, the players that Deion brought over, and the players, those are the ones he's hardest on. Number one. Number two,
not at all what I was saying.
You said favoritism.
Yes, but not in the fact like I love this guy. Like in the fact that he's going to not for stats, but we're gonna evolve our offense around this. Not this specific player, but this is what we're gonna do.
Like, he's gonna design the play calling around making these guys look as best as they possibly
not specifically can. Like I love Shiloh on the defense, so we're gonna blitz him, or he's always gonna be in coverage. Like just the play calling is a favoritism.
Maybe he put Shiloh in one-on-one positions to kind of emulate how Prime was, where he takes away the guy.
His favorite defensive player is Trevor Woods, number 43, who he moved down from safety to play linebacker, and that dude has been excelling. That's his favorite play. That's who they call the plays around on defense. It's not Shiloh. Shiloh is barely ever in coverage, like one-on-one coverage. I've seen him in one-on-one coverage probably like 10 times this year, so it's not that. And Shedeur is the best player you got offensively. That's a quarterback. That's what we do now, man. Gotta throw the fucking ball. That's what USC does with Caleb.
Can I ask you a question, though? So as an offensive lineman, right?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if that was you answering the phone. But to set the tone, right? The run game, you blow that defensive lineman off the ball. It sets the tone like, man, these offensive linemen, they're fucking bringing it today. And then you go into pass block coverage, right? So that's when you establish the run game, and then you can throw the ball.
You can't.
But this is the thing. This is the thing, Matt.
You guys don't think there's shit you can do to help the offensive line. They may not be there yet. And also, at this point in the season, why haven't they improved? Is that not the coach's problem at this point? Why haven't they gotten better?
I mean, they just don't got it, Matt. Like, they changed offensive coordinators, and he's called they've ran the ball more now, and they still haven't got over 50 yards rushing from no one, Matt.
So why is the offensive line coach still employed?
I mean, it's this point in the year.
Well, they just also bad organizations fire in the season. That's just a bad call.
That don't make sense.
You should get
but the second part of the question, Matt, going back to you, Shedeur couldn't grip the ball. But in the interview this week, they asked Prime, was he gonna shut Shedeur down? And he said Shedeur is not really that type of player. Do you think Shedeur should be shut down? Just a yes or no, and why?
Yeah, we gotta be quick.
Yes.
No, if he can throw the ball and he wants to play, then everyone who can play should play. That's how I feel.
I also agree with that. He already hurt. Might as well set the record of sacks, being sacked. Might as well go for broke with it. I think he should play though, just to show, because next year that team won't be the same, like as far as the offensive line. So you got to show these linemen that's gonna come in. They're like, damn, he's stuck behind this shit all year. So I think he plays if he can. Like, I don't want him to further injure himself, but if it's not something that's gonna like push the severity of that to make him like unavailable for the beginning of next year, play. What you got, Billy?
Oh, nothing. I was reiterating what Matt said.
All right. So
before we move on, before we get
this is how I feel right here. Should he be shut down? Yeah.
No. Before we move on before we get to the pick'ems, I just wanted to say, man, we're gonna do it a little differently this week. So just so we don't throw anybody off, Ohio State, Michigan. Am I gonna be the only one taking Ohio State?
Probably.
All right.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
I got it, Matt. I'm trying to fucking win this thing, okay?
Michigan for sure.
All right, got it. Oregon State at Oregon. Tonio, who you going with?
Oregon State. Fuck Bo Nix.
Okay. Chris.
Give me Oregon. Hold the state. Oregon
Oh,
all the
that's a good
way.
pick.
Give me
Matthew.
37-year-old Bo Nix.
Yeah, I'm gonna take that geriatric fuck. He should be working on his doctorates already. I don't know what the fuck he's still doing in school. Give me Bo Nix.
I'm also going Oregon.
He's on an
FSU.
athlete scholarship, Matt. He don't go to class. Come on now.
Hey, Carlo Jones said it the best. I didn't come here. I came here to play football. FSU at Florida without Jordan Travis. Is anybody going FSU for this game?
I'm gonna take Florida.
Okay.
Matt
Give me
said he's going
Florida.
Florida State. Matt said he's going Florida State, dude.
Sure did. What's that guy's name? Fucking Road Rider?
Roadmaker.
Roadmaker?
Tate Roadmaker.
Tater Top for Heisman.
Hey, okay, Tonio, you?
Fuck anything that got to do with somebody named Tate, except for Golden Tate. Fuck Tate Reeves. That's the governor of Mississippi. Fuck Brett Favre. Got to get that out of there, too. So I'm going Florida.
I'll
We
also
gotta
take
get our
Florida.
weekly fuck Brett Favre segment.
That's true. All right, so like I said, we're doing it differently. Let's run into the NFL pick'ems. Buffalo at Philadelphia. Chris, you're a Josh Allen fucking homer idiot. Where are you going?
I'm going Philly, man. Jalen Hurts wins all these games against good teams. He's undefeated 12-0 in the last 12 against teams with winning records. Buffalo ain't got a winning record, but they got the quarterback with the most touchdowns in the last 6 years. Give me Philly.
Tony up.
I'm also seeing that graphic I sent y'all in the group chat where it lined up Kelsey Hurts Swift. That's like funny as fuck. And Kelsey Hurts and Swift were gonna beat the shit out of sorry ass. I'm gonna turn the ball over. I can't remember his name. Sorry, though.
Josh Allen. Matt.
Mr. Interception.
Give me the team who has wide receivers who actually can catch the ball. I'm going the Bills here.
I'm also going the Bills here, just so we can talk about Josh Allen is so great. Blah 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 blah. I'm just ready.
Next week gonna be fun, Billy.
All right,
I'm gonna be defending Josh Allen. I'm gonna win either way. Goddamn it, Philly gonna win or Josh Allen gonna win. I can't wait.
Jacksonville at Houston. Antonio, you going with the rookie of the year, maybe MVP candidate?
Nah, I'm going with T. Larry.
Chris.
Did somebody fart?
Man, I'm gonna go with the best quarterback in Texas. Fuck Dak Prescott. Give me C.J. Stroud and the Houston Texans.
I knew a fuck Dak Prescott was coming at some point.
They couldn't make it the whole show, huh? Matthew.
I gotta make that a weekly segment. God damn it!
Shout out to all the Stroud boys out there. Going CJ Stroud.
I raise my cup to you, Matt.
I'm riding with my boy right here. Tonio said Jacksonville. I'm riding Jacksonville also with T. Larry.
Yes, sir.
Yeah,
a game Tonio was not happy about that we put on the pick'ems. Cleveland at Denver. I'm riding with Russell Wilson. Tonio.
Yeah, I'm always gonna ride with Marshawn Lynch because he's just a better person than Russell Wilson. So fuck Sierra's purse carrier. I'm going with Cleveland. I hope Myles Garrett dribbles his ass off the field.
He's just fucking headed. Matthew.
For a team that can't score, the Broncos going against the best defense we've seen in a while with a team who can kind of score, not really, but more than the Broncos can. I'm going the Browns.
Chris.
I think in a battle of defenses, I think Sean Peyton will get Russell Wilson into enough positions to be able to put points up on the board. I'm gonna take Denver.
Fuck. Okay.
You're wrong.
I don't think it'll be. I think it'll be something like a 16-13 type game.
And last but not least, everybody's going with the Ravens against the Chargers.
Huh?
Let me pull a Christian. Where's the game at?
It's at LA.
That don't fucking matter. LA don't got a home field advantage anywhere.
The Ravens don't travel either, though.
Let me I'll take this one first because I'm gonna go ahead and be the weird guy. I think the Ravens without Mark Andrews are going to have problems. Even though OBJ did show out, he had a nice game last week. It was last week or week before, I can't remember. I've been working too much the last week and a half. Give me the Chargers.
Gotcha. Matthew.
I'm actually going to go with Chargers as well.
Tonio.
Come on, bro.
Sue me, I'm rooting for everybody that's black.
Let me be clear. I'm going for the Chargers solely off the Mark Andrews injury. If Mark Andrews is there, I'm taking Buffalo easily, but he's not. He's done for the year.
It's Baltimore. But Isaiah likely goes for 100 yards. Watch it. You heard it here first.
I believe it because Brandon Staley should be fired. Refer back to the first 10 minutes of the show.
Can we talk about
He can't stop a nosebleed on defense. Fuck him. He's trash.
What's up, Matt?
The headlines when Mark Andrews went out is Ravens tight end likely out for the season. Did anyone else not see that and be like, wait, I thought Mark Andrews was hurt?
Yeah.
That's kind of funny, but no.
That is funny.
Like, what the fuck?
Is the interpretation that he's a receiver? Am I missing something here?
No, tight end. His last name is likely the other tight end.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I was like, what the fuck?
I don't follow the Ravens that closely.
Speaking of Mark Andrews being out, Joe Burrow done for the year. Mark Andrews done for the year. Even though Harbaugh said there's an outside chance that he returns and they'll make the playoffs. If they can win more than 2 games in the playoffs, we'll probably see Mark Andrews back. How does the injuries affect the respective teams, Matt? Oh, wait, Chris, go ahead.
I wanted to go first on the I wanted to go before Billy, mainly.
Because he's a piece of shit?
No, I'm sure nobody that listens to this show has followed my Facebook page, but I've gave Lamar shit pretty much from his rookie year up until last year. I've never been a fan of quarterbacks that are primarily running based. If you look at Vince Young, Robert Griffin, Tim Tebow, Colin Kaepernick, like all the primary running based quarterbacks you can think of, they either get injured to the point where they can't perform no more. Yeah, come on, Tebow. Like
Tim Tebow was roommates with a murderer. He was in the
praise
club,
God now. All right.
So
all these guys, if their primary ability to gain yardage is through the ground, I'm already out on them. What Lamar has done has been extraordinary to me because when he first came into the league out of Louisville, Billy can attest to this. I basically called him a running back for fucking the first 2 years at least. I feel like I acknowledged in his 3rd year that he was starting to progress as a passer. And then this year, even though his stats don't show it, I feel like he's taken a pretty large step forward. So the reason I wanted to cover this first, it may be time to look at Joe Burrow as the injury-prone quarterback of that division. That's what I wanted to get to. Burrow he started the season out injured. Every fucking year it feels like he's gotten hit more times than Andrew Luck, who retired early because he was getting hit way too fucking much.
But he's been
so at some point I kind of have to reckon with, yes, Lamar runs a lot, but he's at a point where his running ability has allowed him to avoid all the damage that Joe Burrow has taken, because even though he's, for a quarterback, he's fairly athletic. He's got that early Ben Roethlisberger athleticism where he can run a little bit, but he's not really a threat. But he can avoid pressure just a hair, but not enough to where, like Lamar, he can avoid all the pressure to the point and take the hits that he wants to take. I think at this point it's Baltimore's division for as long as they want to hold it. Pittsburgh don't have a quarterback. Cincinnati don't have an O-line to protect their quarterback. And the Browns are the Browns. So
Brown.
How the injuries impact the respective teams, I think Baltimore is going to struggle a little bit, just a little bit without Mark Andrews. As good as Lamar Jackson has gotten from the pocket, I feel like he's throwing a lot of stuff to the middle of the field, which is where Mark Andrews lives. And I can't tell you their backup quarterback, Billy can whenever backup tight end, Billy can whenever he goes. I can't tell you their backup tight end, so I'm assuming he's nowhere close to Mark Andrews. As good as OBJ has looked the last couple of weeks, he's not the OBJ that he was in New York. As far as the rest of their receivers, they have issues catching the ball. I think Baltimore is going to struggle just a hair initially until Baltimore finds himself a number one receiver type with Mark Andrews being down.
So this is what I feel. I agree with Chris to a certain extent. I think this is where with Mark Andrews being out, I think this year is going to be a little different because we've seen this picture before. Lamar's seen this picture before, but he wasn't healthy. He's healthy now. He's seen this picture before. Also, we got to put into the fact that all they're going to do is do what they're already doing and a heavier dose of it. Baltimore Ravens are the number one rushing team in the NFL, averaging almost 10 more yards per carry than every team. They're at 155 yards.
Hold on, Tony. Hold on. Last week, I think we covered like their leading rushing leader, like they were struggling with rushing the ball and closing out games.
The defense is struggling with the play calling and letting the teams come back. Is what we were talking about last week.
So because they number one by it's not 10 yards, it's like 8 yards. The next team is, I think, Miami at 143 yards a game, and Baltimore is sitting at 155. Well, that number is about to just go up to about 160, 165, maybe 170. And they're going to do that. Isaiah Likely, second year in or third year? Second year in, I think he's been waiting over there itching to be like, I love Mark, respect Mark, but I can do some shit.
And 2.
Huh?
12 yards they got by Miami.
Damn.
12? Oh, bet. So I just think that shit is gonna go from 12 to maybe 27. And we're gonna do that, but Likely's not a slouch. I think his second year, he's gonna have more experience. He's gonna know what to look for. He's gonna beat a lot of linebackers off of his route because he's faster than Mark Andrews. He is like one of those, I could have been a wide receiver, but I'm just a little bit too heavy. And I might not be that fast, but he reminds me of like Evan Ingram. Just as far as I'm faster than what I look like, but I'm not a wide receiver. I think they just run the ball more. I don't think the Mark Andrews.
Go ahead, Chris.
Quick question, real quick. So Baltimore's first in rushing. Yes, you are correct about that. They've only had 3 games. They've had any rusher have more than 64 yards in a single game. This is more a question for Billy whenever he goes. How the fuck are they doing it being first in rushing and they don't have any rusher that can get 64 yards a game?
So, and I can answer that without Billy even going. They use multiple backs. Like, and all these backs get off for 40, 50 yards a piece. Yeah, you ain't got to see 60 when everybody's eating. So that's easy. You got Lamar getting 40. You got what's the big guy? That's my favorite running back.
Ricard.
Yeah. No, the other one. Billy, not Ricard, but who did you say, Matt?
Gus?
Yeah, Gus Edwards is my favorite back on the team just because he's bigger. And he can show you speed because he had like a cutback last week. like where he cut it back for like 30 yards, and I'm like, fuck, I thought he was just power, bro. So that's why, like they don't. I don't think they give a heavy dose of one back, which they could. So, but the going to because who else were we talking about? The Bengals. The Bengals are done. The Bengals are done.
Yeah, for sure.
It don't matter. They're a good team, but like I said, man, it's just like the situation with Jordan Travis. Like, you take your fucking MVP quarterback out of the mix, and I don't care who you put back there unless it's Josh Dobbs, my cousin. Shout out to him. You really just it's really like a step backwards because you're losing your leader. Chase is losing his best friend. It's like a lot. There's a lot that happens there. So I think the Bengals can say, all right, man, let's just fall and get us a top tier lineman. Like, let's get a fucking lineman. Let's fall down, get a lineman. Matt, how you feel about it?
Hold on. Before Matt goes, I just want to point out Burrow has been hit.
It's taking the whole segment.
Way the fuck more than Andrew Luck has, who retired due to the amount of hits that he received. Go ahead, Matt.
Yeah, this doesn't affect either team. This just helps secure that Mike Tomlin's the greatest head coach of all time, and he's going to go to another winning record because the rest of his division's falling apart, and he's just skimming above 500. He's going to get this team into the playoffs somehow, and we're going to be like, how the fuck did Mike Tomlin do it again?
What you got, Billy?
I was going to say, the question that Chris asked, because he is what is this, Matt? Golly, you guys got to practice more.
No, he was asking about Mike Tomlin. I'm trying to help Tonio out.
No, it was.
Matt, that was for me.
Yeah, Matt,
yeah. That's why I did this right here.
Matt literally said nothing, Billy. You're drunk. All right.
Yeah,
that was me. That was me that said because he's white.
No. I was gonna go to Chris's point. How are they doing it? Like Tonio said, they're doing it with Gus Edwards. They're doing it with Keaton Mitchell, who's a big quote unquote surprise back for a lot of people who just don't follow the Ravens. And I understand that that's not your team. That's not what you're gonna follow. Justice Hill also. These running backs, they're not getting quote unquote a lot of yards with the no one's gone over 65. But what they are doing is everyone's getting 12 carries a game. So we're still carrying the ball more than everyone else also. We just happen to have three backs that do it. And then Ricard gets a little bit of action in on it. He'll get a fucking 10-yard play and you'll be like, who the fuck is that? And you're like, oh, 350-pound fullback that we have. And the Todd Monken system is just helping Lamar sit back there in the pocket and show people who don't understand the Ravens or just look at Lamar and like, oh, he's a running back because he's black. Who don't understand, oh, he sits in the pocket. Lamar Jackson has the highest pocket passer rating of all time. So I don't understand this. He doesn't know how to throw the ball, and he's running back again.
As a Lamar hater for the first 3 years of his career, he's a fucking passer now. He's legit. It's time to stop.
No, but he's been legit. No, and I understand that. But my point is, his MVP year should have shown you, like I said, best pocket passer we have ever seen. But yeah, the Ravens with the Mark Andrews injury, nothing's gonna happen. I think the Bengals are just like everybody said. That's what they need to do is get a lineman. Moving right along to Kansas City and Philadelphia, the biggest game of the week. Was a Monday night game. Shocker that Monday night got a good game. Tonio, did you watch the game? How did you feel about it?
I'm glad that Patrick Mahomes lost. Every time he loses, I hate his family. Not him per se. Love his daddy though. His daddy was like at the end of the game talking about go Philly with the girls, just putting that Riz on them, and I'm just like,
ooh,
yeah, this dude's real. He's a real, you know what. But I think
Antonio, go ahead.
Man, it's the day before Thanksgiving. This is a friendly episode. I just think, like I've been saying, and even though it was a drop, the Philly still got the win. Philly is the most elite team in the NFL. I've been saying that they're the best team in the NFL. We might see this team. We might see this rematch again in the Super Bowl, maybe. But I'm thinking the way it's looking, it might be probably for the first time ever. Well, and they call Pat Mahomes a black quarterback, but it'll be two real black dudes in the Super Bowl versus each other, Jalen Hurts and Lamar Jackson. And I would give Billy's kidneys to any black market people to get to that game. The losses for the Chiefs. You're going to lose some games, man. Nobody going undefeated. And you see what happens when you go undefeated. You get all the way to the Super Bowl and you lose. And that hurts way more. So get these games out early. The Chargers, they've been in Chargers. Like I said earlier, they're going to be mid. That's just what it is until they find a real home. I think they need to move to
St. Louis.
I don't know. Yeah, back to St. Louis or something like that. Or go to Oklahoma has a team. Oklahoma got an NFL team. Go to Oklahoma, man. Get out there, get a fresh start. How you feel about it, Matt?
I don't even know what the question was at this point.
All right, moving right along. Chris, how you feel about it? I'm just playing, Chris. Hey, Matt, it's the Chargers and the Chiefs both lost. Like, what does this mean for the teams?
It means nothing for the Chiefs. I'm not doing anything. It means nothing for the Chiefs other than they need a wide receiver who can catch the ball. Like, it's every week, it's just one of their wide receivers. Like, I'm just not gonna catch it this week. It's every week, it's a different one. Whether it's Kadarius Toney, MVS, like the list goes on. Kelsey had like
a drop on third down.
Yeah, like what the fuck? Like you see in Travis Kelsey, the greatest tight end of all time, drop the ball on third down. Like then you're like, oh, it's all right. If I can drop the ball, he's still getting paid. Like that's not exactly how they're saying it, but like like catching is contagious. You know, winning's contagious.
Yeah,
everything's contagious. You see the greatest tight end of all time drop the ball. It's like, let me just hit this 60-yard streak, beat my guy by 20 yards, and drop the ball.
Yeah,
I think they just need a wide receiver. They should have signed Julio.
Yeah.
So I made this graphic a couple weeks ago. I go ahead and throw it up again. This is the Chiefs' issue right here. Right here. Have you seen these hands? The Chiefs don't got them. So
26
I seen the fucking stat.
Leads the NFL.
21%. 21% of Patrick Mahomes' incompletions, just the incompletions, have been drop passes from the Chiefs. That's a fucking issue. This kind of goes hand in hand with our issue on or our discussion rather on Colorado earlier in the show, where you need an O-line. You also need receivers where when you throw them the fucking ball, they catch it. The Chiefs were a catch from Montez Valdez-Scantling away from winning that game, and it wasn't a catch where it wasn't a difficult catch. It was just an over-the-shoulder catch. I've seen guys from a few sports shows now talking about how hard that catch is, being running full speed, having a defender on your back, having to catch the ball over your shoulder. Here's the deal. You're a receiver in the National Football League. Your only job is to run routes, get open, catch the ball. If you can't catch the ball, what the fuck are you making millions for? Okay. It was an over-the-shoulder catch, and he dropped it. That was
real fast. We gotta keep moving on. So speaking of making millions and not doing your fucking job, Matt Canada gets fired. Is that because of Kenny Pickett's god awful quarterback play, or is it because he couldn't put Kenny Pickett in the right spots?
It's because Kenny Pickett is fucking terrible. Like that's a scapegoat ass firing, bro. Like, and I love Mike Tomlin, but Mike should have been like, bro, this kid is dog shit. Like, I know you can't say that, but he is. Like, it was a mistake going right there to Pittsburgh and getting your quarterback. All the people you could have got, you went and got Kenny Pickett. Kenny gets picked, is doing what he was gonna do, bro. Like, he had 1 year at Pittsburgh where it was like, nah, bro, come on, that's it. That's it for that. It's Kenny Pickett's fault. It's not Matt Canada. Mike Tomlin likes to coach people up, but some people just don't got it, bro. Like
Matt, let's go to you.
like watching Rex Grossman.
Rex Grossman got to the Super Bowl. Calm the fuck down.
I don't know why I can't think
defense.
of his name.
Sorry,
I'm going to use an example. I'm going to use an example here. The Chargers' former head coach before Staley, right? He came to the Lions. Anthony Lynn came to the Lions as offensive coordinator. Guess what? Jared Goff fucking sucked. We fired his ass midseason. Since then, Jared Goff's been one of the best quarterbacks in the NFL. An offensive coordinator. Absolutely.
I don't care.
What?
Jared Goff got to a fucking Super Bowl. Is Kenny Pickett going to get you to the Super Bowl?
No, he didn't. He was terrible with us, with Anthony Lynn. We got rid of him. Since then, Jared Goff's been one of the best quarterbacks in the league. Now, it doesn't matter if Jared Goff hasn't been in the Super Bowl with the Lions, but he's playing extremely well. It's not to say that a change of scenery or a change of like, hey, I want to put my input in the offense, and old-ass Matt Canada's like, nah, we're going to run screenplays where the offensive linemen don't run out there. Like, how's that on Kenny Pickett? You call a play, he executes it, and then the offensive linemen don't go out there.
Executes it. I don't think you're watching the Steelers games either. Chris, what about you?
Yes, I am. What the fuck are you talking about?
Help me out with this phrase, Billy, because every time I've said it, you say that I got the names wrong. It ain't about the X's and the Joes. It's about the
X's and O's. It's the you fucked me all up.
The Willies and the Joes, god damn it. Here's the thing with Matt Canada.
The Timmies.
Hey, Chris drunk.
It don't matter if you bring Bill Walsh in that motherfucker.
Bill Walsh.
Prime Bill Walsh. It don't matter. Walsh. Yeah. Hey, I can't say Walsh right now. All right.
Hey,
Walsh.
Bill Walsh. Hey, Bill Walsh.
Y'all know who I'm talking about. The 49ers Hall of Fame head coach. It don't matter if you bring that motherfucker in to call plays for the Steelers right now. The fact of the matter is Kenny Pickett ain't the fucking guy. Me and Matt both said on the preseason, if he improves fucking cunt hair, I'm talking a blonde one that you can't even fucking see. If he improves just that much, the Steelers dominate this division because everywhere else they have top tier talent. He ain't got to that point yet, and he ain't gonna get to that point because he's trash. Okay? When I pick up some fucking beef muchachos at Taco Bueno next year, I'm expecting that motherfucker to be taking my order. It don't matter if Matt Canada's calling plays, if Bill Walsh in his prime is calling plays, if Josh McDaniels is calling plays. I don't give a fuck who is calling plays. If Kenny Pickett is your quarterback, whatever play you call is fucked.
Like pregame show. Let's revisit this next week.
All right, moving on to the NBA, Chris.
Moving on to the NBA. So we're only talking about the Pistons because we have a Pistons fan on the panel. Matt, can you please discuss why the fuck your team is on a 12-game losing streak at the moment?
We're just the most dysfunctional franchise in all of sports right now. It's a fucking mess. There's no finger to point. It's just starting from the owner and then just shitting all the way down the levels of just incompetency. It's just fucking terrible. We've got one good player. We've drafted all these players, all this hype. We drafted Jaden Ivey family from Detroit. Huge, supposed to be huge fan. He's played well last year. And then we get Monty Williams. He's like, I don't like this guy. We're never going to play him. And then we just have Cade Cunningham just playing for his life, playing with a bunch of people who should be working for FedEx, frankly. Like, it's terrible. It's awful. That's all I got.
Go ahead,
Billy, you want me to go? All right, man. So the Pistons shouldn't suck, right? They got number one pick or Cade Cunningham, and then 2 top 5 picks, Jaden Ivey and Asor Thompson. But they suck at both ends of the ball. They 24th in scoring, and then they 22nd in points allowed. Bro, they got beat by Toronto the other night, 142-113. And they made Toronto's front office look smart as fuck for not hiring Monty Williams. But we can't blame all this shit on Monty Williams because the Pistons were going nowhere for a while. And to be that coach that catches the L's, because Monty Williams already came out and said, bro, I got to break their bad habits. The Pistons have a losing habit. It's hard for us to be like, all right, Monty's the problem, because you can get somebody else in there. But we've seen teams that with a losing habit develops, i.e. the Spurs. Pop is a Hall of Fame coach, but when they fell off and they stayed off. Well, that's what we're seeing with the Pistons. Like so, and if Pop, the greatest coach, probably arguably ever, greatest or top 5 NBA coach ever, greatest NBA coach ever.
Jackson, but okay.
Phil Jackson got carried. You know how I feel about that. You know how good a person is when they can't turn the Knicks around. He got fired from that because he sucked as a coach. He just ended up getting Michael Jordan and the best 5-10 players around him, and then he got Kobe and Shaq. What did he won without them? Fuck Phil Jackson.
What did they win without them?
Nothing. Right. But
okay.
the players came, so it's easy to make that. Oh, they came without him. But the Lakers was gonna win. Nobody was stopping Shaq, coach. Stop. Yeah, that's what it is, bro. I feel bad for Monty Williams because the coach is gonna be put in a situation to try to fix some bullshit, and bro, they're gonna be on a skid. They're gonna go waste another number 1 player's career because that's what they're gonna do with Cade until he can get out of there. And it's just a change that has to come, but it's gotta be, I don't know, maybe the team owners need to sell to somebody else outside of whoever they are. Hey, does the same group that own the Lions own the Pistons?
No. Tom Gore's owned the Pistons, and all he's focused on is building like the best practice facility the NBA's ever fucking seen. That's like a practice facility, hospital, all in one.
It looks so cool.
It's literally.
So why do his players still suck?
Because he doesn't focus on the team. He focuses on let's have a training facility.
He's also trying to build up the Detroit area. Also, he's like trying to do.
He's like Ballmer. He's like Ballmer for the Clippers. He don't give a fuck about the Clippers winning. He just want to let them know that I got the most money. The Clippers, Clippers have
a respectable team, though.
Yeah, I mean they have way better roster. So, but
they can win any night. The Pistons,
a larger scale. What you feel about it, Billy?
I hate it. It just sucks for Monty Williams because he's such a great coach. You saw what he did with Phoenix. They had Devin Booker, and they still were the worst team in the league. And you saw he got there, and he was like, all right, hey, we're going to manifest the talent pool we got, and we're going to fix this. Now, I don't know if Detroit's going to give him the chance because this is just a bad skid. And like you said, Tonio, I think the coaches get blamed way faster than they should. But if you just give him this whole year, like, let's suck Detroit, let's just do it. And then if Monty's like, hey, we got to get these people out of here, whoever it is, so I can develop this culture, I think that's what we got to do. But I don't know if the patience in this and what have you done for me lately league is going to be able to do anything. But Monty Williams, if he gets fired, he's going to go to another head coaching job. I'm sorry. He's going to have to.
Can I say
back something? To you, Chris? Oh, go ahead, Matt. Talking about the Pistons for too long.
Looking back at the history, Andre Drummond is criminally underrated at this point.
No one's underrating Andre Drummond. Everyone knows he's great. Tonio, go ahead.
No, it's Chris.
Chris.
So going on to the next topic, the in-season tournament. How is it going, and why the fuck are the Lakers seemingly playing the hardest out of all the teams in the tournament?
So I'm pretty sure Matt ain't watched that because his team's like 0-5 in the tournament, so probably ain't turned it on. First of all, the courts look kind of cool. Yeah, they play it. I like it. I'm not gonna lie. It's like playoff basketball when they're in the tournaments. Like you see these teams like competing tooth and nail. Like I watched who was it? Was it Indiana beat or Cleveland? I watched Cleveland beat Philly the other night in the tournament, and that game was good as fuck. Like it was must watch basketball, and they all played like probably even hyper than some playoff games. So I liked it. And like I was telling y'all earlier, I think the Lakers are going so hard for it because LeBron knows that fuck all this getting swept shit by Denver because Denver's going to be there again. I need to get y'all ready to be in competitive ass basketball right now. So if I can show y'all that we can beat the NBA in a fucking tournament, because you ideally playing the best of the best in this. If I can show y'all how to win and how to play like playoff basketball before the playoffs, why fucking not? Like, why not take that opportunity? That's mine. What you got, Billy?
The NCAA tournament, like I said, I thought it was cool. I just don't maybe understand necessarily like the whole concept of how we're trying to get people to play instead of sitting out. That's my only problem with it. It doesn't solve anything really, other than, oh, look how cool this is and look how hyped it's going to be on ESPN, and the tournament continues tonight on Wednesday, blah blah blah, whatever. But love that the Lakers are crushing it in this tournament. I think some of the players now, maybe because I'm a LeBron homer, maybe I'm thinking of it this way because I'm thinking maybe the Lakers are like trying to do this for LeBron to show him like, hey, we care about the regular season. Also, whenever we get to the playoffs, maybe this is going to help us build up ourselves for the playoffs, so we're ready to help him win another chip.
So, sidewinding into our last NBA topic, LeBron James year 21. Vince Carter in 2018 to 2019 season had the most points per game at 7.4. Rebounds per game was Kevin Garnett 2015 to 2016 in 38 games had 3.9 rebounds per game. He also led in assists per game from a year 21 player at 1.6. Minutes per game going back to Vince Carter, 17.5. Now let's go on to our respective GOAT, LeBron James, aside from Matt. 14 games played, 38 minutes, 7.5 rebounds, 7.3 assists, 27.2 points per game, fresh off a 39,000 points for his career, LeBron James. What else can we say about this guy that we haven't said already? Tonio, go ahead.
There is nothing else you can say, Chris. Everybody's being silly. Everybody's still talking about Jordan this, Jordan that. Like, let's just stop it, bro. Like, for 21 years, we've seen this, and it's like every year they say, "Oh, you gotta load manage him. He needs to get his minutes off." And then he just comes out and averages the same thing: 27, 7, and 7. I don't have to get into it. Like, we've been seeing this greatness. Frankly, I'm tired of it. Actually, bro, I just want him to win like 2 more rings and then maybe play with Bronny. But the commercial said he's gonna play with Bryce. And I seen Jeff Teague said, and that's what I was saying. Jeff Teague said, "Yeah, Bron can play till he 50." And I hate to say that he's wrong because bro finna be 39, Chris, and he's a top 5 player in the league right now, today. In a league full of Jason Tatum's, Giannis's, Embiid's, like these top players, and this old dude is still doing that. Like, you can add up everybody that played 21 years, add up their averages, and I still don't think they get to 27, like adding up the points. And if they do, it's probably they beat them probably by 1. That's all I gotta say. What you gotta say, Billy?
Again, the GOAT argument just keeps recirculating, and it's so funny that you've had to hate on LeBron for 10 plus years and not say he's the GOAT, and I understand it. And he's still just doing the same thing and just continuously being great. He's so great that people act like he's not even in the realm of a Jordan. So even if you want to say Michael Jordan's your GOAT and LeBron's your number 2, but you still have so many idiots out there who don't even have him in the top, and he's been doing this for so long. It's just silly at this point. It's really getting almost out of control. Like, it's just kind of, oh, you're just here to say whatever you want so you can get some likes on Twitter or something. Stop.
Matt, you got anything to argue there? I know you do. I know you hate LeBron.
I just wish he wasn't so corny. You know, I seen he hit 39,000 points. I was like, all right, that's obviously everyone knew he's going to hit 39,000 points. But then whatever the post is like, I'm top 2, but I'm not 2. Like, yeah, that's pretty obvious. You're number 1. We get it. You don't have to say that. Like, at this point, he's just acting like Russell Westbrook. If Russell or not Russell. See, I just did it, Billy. because Russell Wilson, he's got Mr. Unlimited. He's got this weird ass personality. I don't like it.
I think
that's like worst take Matt's ever. Chris, let's move on. That's a terrible fucking. He's so corny.
So our as far as I know, it's our last topic of the night. Adrian Beltre. He's a first ballot guy, meaning he's on the ballot for the Hall of Fame, MLB, for the first time. Is he a lock to be a first ballot Hall of Famer and the second Hall of Famer ever to don a Rangers hat? I'll go to my fellow Rangers fan on the pod, Billy.
There we go.
Help me out here.
I think yes, he's a first ballot. Numbers say he is. If you look at some of the other guys that played third base that have gotten in, they're getting in on his numbers. But also these pussy ass fucking sports writers. Adrian Beltre played the game with such a spirit of baseball that should also be something that kind of leads him in to the Hall of Fame.
Matt, what you got?
I do believe he's the first ballot. He's one of the best players of our childhoods. Yeah, he should be first ballot.
Tonio? Tonio's still muted.
Oh, yeah. I think so. I'm gonna say so. Just agree with everything Matt said.
So I'll take it over from here. Adrian Beltre is absolutely a first ballot Hall of Famer. He's got over 3,100 hits for his career, over 1,700 RBI for his career, over 1,500 runs from his career, and he's a season or two tops off of being 500 home runs. He's got a single season leading 48 home runs for the Dodgers in 2004. That's a stat that I remember specifically because MVP Baseball 2005 is the last game that EA made for baseball, and he was 48 homers on that motherfucker. Yeah. His last season for the Dodgers. He went to Seattle for a few years after that, had a 1-year career in Boston, and then from ages 32 until retirement, came over for the Rangers, led the league in hits 1 year while with the Rangers, had 30 doubles pretty much every year until his final year, was a 30 home run guy the first few years, and then he settled in at 20. He was the best defensive third baseman in the league while he was active, the best arm by far. He is without a doubt going to be the second ever Hall of Famer to don a Texas Rangers ball cap, goddammit, next to Ivan Pudge Rodriguez. And I can't fucking wait until this shit is announced. Let's close it out, Billy. What you got?
I was just going to say, Matt just said, what a garbage organization. How many Detroit Tigers are Hall of Famers after black people can play? Shut the fuck up.
More than 2.
That's all right. 3, my bad. Anyway, dude, this has been a great show. We tried not to keep it too long. We didn't do the longest show we've ever done, but also it's 4 of us now, so you guys will see a little more quicker shows, so you don't have to sit here and listen to us jabber for 2 hours. I know that I had to pause it for my kids a couple of times. Sorry about that. Tony, how do you feel about the show now?
It's pre-Thanksgiving. Nothing can break my mood. I know I'm going to eat something good tomorrow. I don't give a shit. We could have been here for 6 more hours, and I could have watched. I would have had the joy of watching Matt just soak about the show being so long because of you being a dad, and I would have been happy as fuck. Because I know I'm getting food. Happy Thanksgiving to all our followers. Hope that if you aren't around family or around friends, and you can find something to be thankful for tomorrow. If it's a sad time, we praying for y'all. Hoping everything's good. Chris, absolutely, you're faded.
Slightly, just slightly. I'm looking forward to tomorrow, man. The Washington Commanders aka former Redskin team, is gonna take the worst beating since the Trail of Tears. I can't wait for it. I'm ready to eat some turkey ham and all the fixings that go with it.
Good God, Matt, say something a little happier.
Jeez.
Well, damn, I was gonna go depressing as well. Antonio said that, people by themselves or whatever. I'm out 3,000 miles away from anyone I know. So I'm just going to wake up, drink some Bloody Marys, watch some Lions football, and just drink the whole day.
Right.
All right.
Billy, what you doing? Please, make it better.
I'm going to work. I'm super excited that I get to go in and feed some students and get them a meal because they're going to be away from their families, and hopefully I can make an impact on their day and make it a good one. I couldn't end it on a depressing note. That's just too much. We really appreciate the time that y'all have been with us, man. Appreciate it.